We're just going to take a minute to settle the body down, ready for balance practice. So deep belly breathing. Put your hand on your lower abdomen or your belly, just to make sure that your belly is what's pushing out as in your diaphragm as you breathe, and not your chest. Calm your thoughts, calm your mind. Prepare your body for balance. Walk forward and reverse. While walking forwards and backwards, I want you to concentrate on points of contact and points of support. Points of contact is where your toes reach for the floor to make sure that it's steady and it's safe. Points of support is when you shift your body weight onto your limb. Now, when you're balancing, you want to reach for a point of contact and then shift your body weight over to a point of support in taking a step. Breathe evenly, your arms are down low, mindfully walking. As I mentioned in the briefing, a one-legged balance, standing upright, is more balanced than 2 feet on the rail. That's because your other leg can act as a counterweight. Keep your arms down low, breathe evenly, dial in with your focus, relax, enjoy the balance. Side steps. In side step walking, we're walking on the balls of our feet, so not in the arch of the foot. And there's a real point of contact, point of support shuffle going on here, where you're reaching out with one leg while maintaining contact with the rail. So you bend your support leg, reach out with the sort of the guide leg where you're heading to, find a good point of support, and then shift your weight. You're maintaining contact with the beam. Your feet never leave the beam as you're side shuffling to maintain that point of contact. Knees are slightly bent, hips are slightly hinged, and your shoulders are over your knees. You're kind of leaning a little bit forward on this one. Forward and side beam touches. As you're walking along the beam, just hip hinge and lean forward with a relatively straight back and put one hand on the beam. You can have the same hand as foot or the opposite hand as foot reaching forward, and you can alternate between the two. You're going to just reach forward, put your head down low. You'll feel wobbly and out of balance, but that's fantastic. That's good practice. I want you to try some where you're walking forward along the beam, touching the beam, and also where you try and step to the side. So your foot is on the beam, you reach out, you're using that other leg as a counterweight, and you try and touch the side of the floor. When you're balancing, you need to hold on to everything. You've got to try and never fall off. Spend all your energy not trying to fall off. Really fight for the balance. Forward and reverse lunges. Walking lunges across the beam, forwards and in reverse. Breathing normally. Your back knee kind of tucks in behind your heel. It's a very close lunge, not like the lunges we might do out on the floor where you're quite broad. Low center of gravity and really good balance. This is a good opportunity if you want to start weighting things up. So with one weight on one side of your body, pick it up and start walking. Straight away your core will engage and you'll be actively working your entire body trying to maintain balance while lifting an asymmetrical weight. Here you can see I've got 2 points of contact with my feet as I lunge, and that's keeping me more balanced. But as I stand up, I aim for one point of contact. I take one leg off so I can use that as a counterweight. Pivot turns. With the pivot turn, there's a real sequence that you need to get your head around here, and that's one foot starts to shift before the other foot. So if you look carefully, my back foot will turn first, then my front, then my back foot and my front foot. Back foot, front foot, back foot, front foot. As you get better, the sequence will be smoother. It won't be disjointed like this. But that's a really important way of turning your body sideways while maintaining good posture and integrity on the beam. So take some steps, back foot, front foot, back foot. Squat pivot turns. The same thing happens when you lunge. The back knee opens first before you turn to the side, and then alternates as you swing it around. Back knee, front knee, and I've come back on that one. So you can see back knee, front knee, back knee. Add weight as and when you please to increase the intensity of the activities. Nothing heavy, between 3 and 6 kilos. Alternating hands from time to time and alternating legs in the turn. Free play. Here you really get to play. Put some obstacles across your beam. Put some parallettes over it so you have to step over. Put a couple of chairs from either side of the beam and a broom handle across it. You can do a step under or a step over, for example. It's up to you to try and think of ways to make your beam challenging or a more challenging environment. If you do this with your kids, they often come up with really interesting ideas to be able to play around on. And also, crawl. Try to crawl in a crawling basic pattern along your beam. It's not easy. Hand-eye coordination. Manipulating tools with our hands is absolutely primal. We have been throwing things for eons. Throwing things as spears, throwing things as rocks. We love it. It's great for hand-eye coordination, and here we're practicing it. Bouncing a tennis ball with left and right hands while moving it around. You really try to dial in your focus, kind of like be the ball experience. Use both hands with 2 balls, alternate from left and right, and just play with the bounce. You're using left brain and right brain here. You can try other things too. You can alternate hands. You can go from left hand bounce, catch with right hand. You can have a partner with you. You can do it with someone else. Bounce and move. Get up against the wall or with a partner and bounce return with it. What I'm interested in here is staying upright and staying in a crouched low position with hips and shoulders pretty much upright so I can keep my focus on the wall and my focus on what's going on around me. Just throwing, catching alternate hands, throwing underneath, throwing over the top, bouncing at the wall, letting it drop, but just free form moving, just playing, staying focused on your catch and throw activities, staying in a low crouch, and staying nicely balanced over your body. Title fight. Here's a fun challenge. I call it title fight. You're basically going to be punching at a tennis ball to keep it up in the air, changing from right hand to left hand. It's not easy. It takes a while, and I'm still developing my capacity to be able to do this for long periods of time. I'd love to see your videos of you attempting this one. I am super sure that you are much better at this than I am. This simple activity is enormously focus intensive. You have to dial in. You have to be present to what's going on. You can't let your mind wander. And that's why I love it so much. It's a really good one for being attuned to your body and working on your flow. Crawls mix. Just so we don't lose contact with our crawls this week, I want you to try side-to-side crawls with or without the parallettes, and then alternate into the basic and back into it again. Or alternate between side-to-side crawls, your basic crawl, and your inverted or crab crawl. It's up to you. But just so we make sure we stay connected with our crawling patterns and our wrist strength, we're going to do a little bit of crawling in this workout. Of course, the big one here is breathe evenly. In through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the nose, but not in through the mouth. Breathe and restore. And we'll finish where we started. Put your parallettes to the side, lie down, and for a minute or so, big, deep belly breaths. Just to calm the mind, calm the body, and say thank you to your body for delivering you amazing activities, amazing strength in your rewilding balance session.